All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Powers. I've got a couple interesting stories for you guys today. So the first story is about Lionel Beyeke and why he did not compete in the Arnold Classic Brazil like he was scheduled to. So about a week ago on my channel, I reported on the arrest of Eric Favre. So Eric Favre is the owner of a French supplement company. He's the coach of guys like Morgan Asti and Lionel Beyeke. And about a week ago, he was arrested for alleged steroid trafficking. And nobody in America was talking about this. I mean, this was only reported on a French website. Then I was the first American bodybuilding outlet to report on it. And now everybody is talking about it because in my video, I speculated as to whether or not this would affect the guys that are under Eric Favre, sponsored by Eric Favre, such as Lionel Beyeke, who at that point was 1 week out from the Arnold Classic Brazil. So we were wondering if this was going to affect these guys that Eric sponsored, because in that original article, it said that some of the bodybuilders, there were some bodybuilders identified that were also being investigated or also involved in this, but it didn't name those bodybuilders. So one of the big questions was, would that affect an IFBB pro like Lionel Beyeke or Morgan Asti? And as we found out by this recent post by Lionel on his Instagram, it did affect Lionel Beyeke. In fact, this situation prevented Lionel from competing at the Arnold Classic Brazil. And I'm wondering if this same situation is what prevented him from competing in the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio, because as you guys remember, he was scheduled to compete there. Then he put up a post on Instagram saying there were some visa or passport issues preventing him from getting to the United States. And this situation with Eric Favre has apparently been investigated since 2017. So this has been an ongoing investigation. He just wasn't arrested until about a week ago. So let's get to the post that Lionel Beyeke put up just 5 hours ago on Instagram. He says, "Hello, my friends. I want to apologize for my absence in Brazil. My sponsor, Eric Favre, has problems with justice, and the police put all athletes of the team and all those collaborators in detention. I was stopped at the airport for my departure in Brazil on Tuesday, the 9th of April at 8 a.m. I was released on Monday." So if he worded this correctly, it sounds like they held him for almost a week, which I think is kind of extreme. And then it says, "And I didn't have access to my cell phone. I really wanted to apologize for everything. I'm really disgusted. It's going to be 2 competitions or I'm getting ready, and at the last 1 minute there is a problem." So I guess what he's referring to there is the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio, and the Arnold Classic Brazil, both of which at the last minute he wasn't able to compete. Then he says, "But I trust God because I know that everything God does is good. All my support goes to Eric Favre. In my opinion, he is not a drug dealer like they are saying." So to be honest with you guys, I don't know enough about Eric Favre or the French bodybuilding scene to really comment on how deep this is really going or how serious these charges really are, because frankly, I just don't know enough about him. But apparently this has stirred up quite a bit of turmoil in the bodybuilding industry now, with Lionel Beyeke and IFBB Pro preventing him from competing in 2 major shows and preventing him from qualifying for the Olympia up until this point, which is a pretty big deal for him. I mean, this is his career. But then also there was a massive NPC competition, the Eric Favre Sports Festival, that was canceled because of Eric Favre's arrest. So I got a lot of messages about that as well. There were a bunch of athletes that were planning on competing in this NPC competition that all of a sudden the whole event was just canceled. So they did their prep and all the work for nothing. So when I first reported on it, I didn't really realize how big of a deal it was going to end up being, but it looks like it's creating quite the mess in the NPC and the IFBB. So I'll keep you guys posted as more updates come out. Hopefully nothing else happens that affects, the careers of an IFBB pro or affects these NPC shows, but maybe it will. So I will keep you guys posted on this story. Now, the next story that I have for you guys today is one that I actually find particularly interesting, and this is Monster Energy Drink versus Bang Energy Drink. So Bang is a more sports nutrition geared energy drink. We see them at the Arnold Classic, and we see them at these bodybuilding expos promoting their energy drink by the company VPX Nutrition. And there's been a lot of lawsuits back and forth between Monster Energy Drink and Bang. And this all started back in late 2018, where Monster sued Bang for essentially alleging that they were mislabeling their products and maybe over-promising the health benefits of the Bang energy drink. So the beginning of this appears to have started back in September of 2018, where Vita Pharmaceuticals, which was the Florida-based producer of Bang energy drink, was marketing it as the world's healthiest energy drink. And then Monster Energy replied by accusing Bang of marketing modern-day snake oil And this is where it gets extremely interesting because this is the marketing campaign from VPX that I didn't know about. I didn't know about any of these claims that Bang was making. So Monster started out with filing a complaint against Vital Pharmaceuticals, specifically about the claims made by VPX that Bang can treat chronic diseases and even reverse mental retardation. And then allegedly the VPX CEO went one step further and said besides Alzheimer's, Bang can treat Parkinson's, Huntington's, and other forms of dementia, as well as improve the overall brain function. So the primary claim by Monster against VPX is that they're essentially engaging in false advertising, which they say is detrimental to the energy drink industry and the consumers as a whole. So if this was back in September, why is it interesting or relevant now? Well, where it gets interesting is VPX sues Monster and also Reign Beverage Co. for trademark infringement, trade dress infringement, and unfair competition for Monster's knockoff Reign energy drink. So Reign energy drink is something I've actually seen a lot of people posting about lately. I've seen it in a lot of supplement stores and a lot of gyms. It's becoming pretty popular. And on April 3rd, 2019, Bang, aka VPX Sports, filed suit against Monster Energy Co. because of their recently launched Reign energy drink. Now, if you look at this photo provided here, one of the reasons why VPX filed suit was if you compare the images here of the overall look, name, and design of these cans, Bang is saying it's way too similar, and they're calling it like a knockoff of Bang energy drinks. And looking at this photo, I can kind of see their point. It is extraordinarily similar. It is interesting that after Monster files suit against Bang, they would come out with this product that's extremely similar in design and overall aesthetic to Bang. And then the name Reign, just a one-syllable name that rhymes with Bang, same color scheme. It is interesting. But it doesn't stop there. So Monster initially sued Vital in September, alleging basically false advertising. Vital basically sued them back in April. And now, after Vital sued them back, Monster is now expanding their suit against Bang, specifically alleging that the drink's super creatine compound is a hoax and that Vital has interfered with distribution contracts to gain in-store shelf space at Monster's expense. And then, of course, Vital's response is that these claims by Monster are inflammatory and false. So there is a massive back and forth of lawsuits between Monster and Bang right now. And I think it's really starting to heat up and really get interesting. And I think it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top here because Monster has been such a juggernaut of energy drinks for such a long time. If they lost this lawsuit, I think that would be pretty fascinating. But at the same time, Monster's so big, if they win, what might happen to Bang as a result of that? So I'll keep you guys posted on this story as well as it develops and as more information comes out. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all that information. So the final story that I have for you guys today is a photo that a lot of you guys have been sending to me and tagging me in. And it's this photo posted by Preist on his Instagram page about a post that he put up on Facebook. And he was trying to run an ad for a Kickstarter for a movie he's trying to make. And they took the ad down and they gave this reason for it. This ad isn't running because it uses images that excessively focus on a person's body or any given body part. Example, focusing on abs or belly fat. This can make users feel bad about themselves and goes against our core value of fostering a positive global community. To learn more and see examples, check out our advertising policies. What to do next. Avoid images with close-ups of specific body parts or before and after photos. So the post that Preist put up was essentially a post against censorship on Facebook, and he has this caption: "Seriously, F me, LOL. The world has gone crazy. My Facebook ad for my Kickstarter was rejected. Read this message. This is why we made this film, to inspire people, not to make them feel bad. You can't control how anybody feels about anything. I only need 80 more fans to pre-order a Blu-ray or DVD. Visit realleepreist.com to go to my Kickstarter. This is one of the reasons why I left Facebook." So this to me is an extraordinarily fascinating example of censorship on social media. And it's kind of a weird one, really. I mean, just the fact that at the end it says what to do next. Avoid images with close-ups of specific body parts or before and after photos. I mean, that just seems ridiculous to me. I mean, how many companies, supplement companies, or just people in general post before and after pictures to advertise their products, their training programs, their supplements, or just to say, hey, look, I lost weight. The fact that Facebook would take that down and say to avoid doing something like that because they don't want to make people feel bad, I think is ludicrous. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about these three stories. Lionel Beyeke being detained and prevented from competing, Preist being censored on Facebook, and Bang versus Monster Energy. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. Make sure you hit that bell to get up-to-date notifications for my videos. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.